Exposed, Social Security is trying to pull a fast one on SSDI and SSI beneficiaries when it comes to stimulus checks. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know about this right here in the video. Let's get right into it. I know in this video, I do want to share with you some more information which has been leaked in regards to Social Security beneficiaries, which includes millions upon millions of SSDI and SSI beneficiaries who received stimulus checks over the last couple of years, as well as some letters that were sent out to millions of beneficiaries as well from the Social Security Administration demanding some of that money back as overpayments. Now, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, over the last couple months here, I've had a couple videos out talking about $21.6 billion on the books of Social Security, which has gone out in the form of overpayments, which they want back. In fact, according to the statistics as well, apparently last year alone, they clawed back $4.7 billion in overpayments from beneficiaries who don't have any money. Sad story, right? Well, guess what? They're asking for billions upon billions of dollars back from these beneficiaries on top of the $4.7 billion that they got back last year from these poor beneficiaries who don't have any money, and they're now asking for all that money back. Again, super sad situation. Well, guess what? Just the other day, the House Ways and Means Committee subcommittee actually had a hearing on this where they were talking about this, and the acting commissioner of Social Security was also there answering questions and talking through the details about this, and they're apparently going through a review on all of this. Well, guess what? We now have some more information which has been leaked, which I want to share with you and show you here in this video so you can clearly see what's going on, but it all comes down to stimulus checks, which were not supposed to be held against beneficiaries, but unfortunately, according to the reports here, looks like they were. Again, not what they were supposed to do. Anyway, let's get into it. I want to talk through the details about this, and I want to show you the exact information and the evidence of exactly where I'm finding this from so you can see it for yourself right here on the screen of exactly what is going on and how these beneficiaries are literally being punished, asking to pay back thousands of dollars when they don't have it. Again, what is going on? What a messed up system. Let's go into it and talk about it. Really fast before we do, thanks for joining me. If you have not done so yet, please subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. The big subscribe button down there. Also, make sure to hit the thumbs up or the like button right down below this video. It gives me anonymous feedback and it helps other people find this valuable information so we can really see what is actually going on across many millions of beneficiaries out there right now. Super sad stuff. Anyway, subscribe down below, share the video, and of course, hit that thumbs up down below. And let's get into it and talk about it. All right, so we're going to pop up the article right here on the screen so you can clearly see this as I talk about it. So there's an article here on the screen. You can clearly see what's going on here. You can read through this as I talk through the details about this. But here's what's going on. Like I said, $21.6 billion is what has been reported as far as what is out there to beneficiaries in overpayments. Now, guess what? Remember a couple years ago when we got all of these stimulus checks, right? The $1,200 in early 2020, the $600 in late 2020, and the $1,400 in early 2021. A total of $3,200, which has gone out to millions upon millions of people. Now, remember, one of the statements that was made during that time is that they said these payments are not taxable. These payments are not counted as resources for fixed income beneficiaries, and these benefits these checks, these payments are not counted as income. Okay, three very, very important statements that were made at the time. Okay, but here's the problem. These were actually counted as income and counted as resources for some beneficiaries. They were not supposed to. Well, guess what? As a result of that, these beneficiaries are now being punished by the Social Security Administration, basically asking to pay back a lot of this money because, remember, as an SSI beneficiary, as an individual, you can have $2,000, a whopping $2,000 in your possession, and if you have more than that, then guess what happens? They flag your account, and then you are potentially subject to losing benefits or garnishment of your benefit, and you need to pay something back because that's outside the realm of what they determine as what you can have in reserves or cash equivalents as an SSI beneficiary. $2,000. That's not much. I'm sorry. $2,000 is not going to get anybody through a rainy day, right? That is not very much. One little, repair on a car could easily cost $2,000, and then somebody's wiped out, right? Anyway, as a married couple, you can have $3,000 in basically cash or cash equivalents as an SSI beneficiary. And again, as a married couple with stimulus checks, you were getting way more than that. In fact, as a married couple over that 1 year period of time, you probably got about $6,400 worth of stimulus checks as a married couple. Well, guess what? That's way over the threshold of $3,000 that they allow for a married couple receiving SSI. Well, guess what? Again, I want to emphasize this. They said not counted as income, not counted as resources, not taxable, because it was an advance on a refundable tax credit. That's not taxable. I'm sorry. That is not taxable. That's an advance, as in they advanced you the money on a refundable tax credit, okay? Anyway, I've talked about the details of that before in other videos, but here's what's going on. And as you can see there in that article, this is exactly what they're highlighting here. So unfortunately, some of these beneficiaries have basically had this money held against them. Maybe somebody's trying to save the money, maybe holding a little bit more than the allowable limits in their bank accounts because they're trying to save the money and maybe buy something like a walker, or maybe a cane, or maybe a wheelchair, or maybe just trying to save up a little bit of money to have in the event of, a rainy day fund, something like that, which we all have. It rains everywhere, including in the desert, okay? My point is, no matter where you're located, there's always going to be a rainy day every so often, right? And we got to weather through those storms, and that's what some people were trying to do with this. Well, unfortunately, as a result of that, some of these people are starting to get these overpayment letters, okay? The reason I want to hammer down on this is because why not, okay? This is the time right now where there's a lot of people talking about this information right now, this overpayments, and like I said at the beginning of this video, the House Ways and Means Subcommittee had a hearing about this just the other day, and they're basically saying, hey, you need to stop sending out these letters, and you need to stop trying to get money back from these beneficiaries who don't have any money in the first place and trying to claw this money back from people that literally don't have the money, okay? So that's what's interesting about this. We will have to see how this whole thing plays out, but basically, apparently what Social Security is going to start doing is overseeing their entire process, as in doing an overview, a top-to-bottom review of how they ask for this overpayment and how they determine who is going to be getting these overpayment letters. Now, again, apparently last year alone, about 1 million overpayment letters went out, okay? That's a lot of people. I mean, seriously. There's about 8 million SSI beneficiaries, and there's about 8.9 million SSDI beneficiaries. In total, about 17 million people receiving these two types of benefits, okay? It does not look like this is impacting Social Security retirement beneficiaries. Maybe it's impacting a couple, but it looks like it's mostly not impacting these individuals, SSDI, but rather retirement beneficiaries, but mostly SSDI and SSI individuals is who this is impacting. But anyway, I wanted to bring this to your attention so we can clearly see what's going on here. This is very important information to expose so we can all clearly see what's going on, because they told us it's not going to be income, it's not going to be resources, and it will not be taxable. And here is what we're seeing from this report and from all the reports that we've seen out there, is that a lot of these overpayment letters are actually being generated because of stimulus checks. So again, go figure, right? And again, a couple of years ago when we got these stimulus checks, I saw tons of comments coming in. They were saying, people, reaching out saying, oh, don't worry, they're going to get it back somehow, some way, somehow, someday. In some way, in some means, they will get this money back from us. Well, whoever left those comments, looks like you were pretty much right on, okay? Yeah, now obviously this is not happening to everybody, but this is certainly something we want to pay attention to. Now, a couple days ago, well, actually it was maybe a week and a half or so ago, I was out in a live stream, and I was talking about this in the live stream, which was talking about that hearing. But some of the consensus out there right now, and again, this has not been passed through Congress and it has not been implemented yet, but the consensus is maybe going forward, rather than having these overpayment letters going out to beneficiaries, they'll do regular reviews on beneficiaries, and if they see any discrepancies, as in, oh, I guess we should have sent an overpayment letter, rather than sending out the overpayment letter, it sounds like the consensus is they will maybe just adjust benefits going forward with these regular reviews for beneficiaries, and adjust going forward rather than adjusting going backward, as in overpayment letters. Does that kind of make sense? So this would be very much welcome. Now again, Could this impact benefits going forward for some beneficiaries? Yeah, it easily could, right? It could reduce benefits going forward for some people in the event that they do this review and realize, hey, wait, we shouldn't be sending this much money to this beneficiary. Let's reduce benefits. Well, again, it's kind of like one of these things, like pick your poison, right? Would you rather have an overpayment letter asking for $10,000, $11,000, $16,000, $20,000, something like this? Would you rather get that, or would you rather have a reduced benefit going into the future? I'm going to be honest with you. I would not want a letter that says, you owe us $11,000. You owe us $16,000. That would not be a welcomed letter for a lot of people, right? So I think, in my honest opinion, I would rather say adjust benefits going forward rather than getting one of these huge overpayment letters and, again, nobody being able to afford it, right? Well, that's the case for a lot of people. So I've read a number of different case studies and a number of different reports coming out and people sharing their stories of, I got a letter asking for 11 grand. I got a letter asking for 16 grand. I got a letter asking for $60,000. Who's going to pay that back, right? Like nobody, right? Because they don't have any money. How are they supposed to pay it back? Go into debt to pay it back? I don't think so. Not happening for a lot of people, right? So anyway, I want to share this with you really quickly. Of course, as I get more information on this, of course, I will share it with you. But this is still a developing story. There's a lot of stuff coming out about this right now. But we got to expose every chance we get because why not, right? Everybody deserves to know the truth on this stuff, and this is exactly what I'm sharing with you here in the video. Anyway, hope this helps you. Again, leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Otherwise, subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one, and catch you again later.